Thank you. I'm Dunlop, and I sent a note to Margaret months ago saying, let's do something on social media. Let's make it really practical. I thought maybe a panel of hospital experts talking about what they're doing. And Margaret got back to me and said, well, let's let people here talk about what they're doing. So in fear that none of you would say anything, I did prepare some content. So I am prepared for that. The first thing I'm going to do is take your picture. Anybody know why I would want to take a picture of this group? Well, that's a heck to prove to my boss that I was really here, yeah. What else? Why would I take a picture of all of you?
Put it on your blog.
Put it on my blog, yeah. I'm going to do a blog post probably tomorrow because I'm tired today, but tomorrow saying, hey, I spoke and met with my friends at CHPRMS and this is what we talked about. Maybe I'll show some video footage because I got my little flip camera over here working. How many of you are familiar with a flip? Excellent. Here's a flip right here. Do you like your flip? It's incredible. It's a digital video recorder that it's like plug and play. Literally, you push a red button, you record. I have a little tiny tripod. When John was doing this presentation this morning, John from Greystone, he talked about recording physicians. You can take your flip, put it on a tripod, record your physician for a $130 investment, or $200 if you want the HD version, which I don't know why you need HD. But for $130, you can record your physician, go back, have his video on YouTube within 10 minutes, edit it with some really easy editing software. How many of you have physicians who might like to see themselves on video? Yeah. How I got started in social media, I got started because I was sitting in my office maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, thinking about the way the world of marketing was changing, and thinking about how the heck I had no interest in blogs or Facebook or MySpace. And also thinking I'm going to become irrelevant really quickly. I was probably 45 years old at the time, and you know, in my business and our business, age isn't always a good thing. You know, you'd hope that experience is worth something, but my experience did very little for me as all this new media was coming up and I was having to adjust to the world of social media. So I think it was pragmatic. It might have been reactive, but I think pragmatically I sat there and made a determination at that moment that I was going to start a blog, just to figure out how it works. After all, I couldn't recommend to clients, at least I didn't feel I could be authentic and recommend to clients that they have a blog or a Facebook group or whatever it might be, if I didn't understand it well. So I just said, I'm going to get involved. So I started 3 blogs, actually. I started this one on Ning, which I call the healthcare marketing community, which I'm thrilled about because we now have about 130 healthcare marketers who belong to this thing. You can post videos, photos, and any member of the community can do that, not just me. So it's a real sharing platform for healthcare marketers. I also created blogs in the same day on WordPress and Blogger. Why do you think I chose 3 different platforms to start blogs?
Because people are all looking at the same thing.
Well, yeah, Margaret's right. People aren't looking at the same thing, and a lot of us can't all get to the same thing. We're blocked. I was hired by Adventist Health System in Orlando, Florida to go down and do a presentation on social media for their 40 marketing directors from around the country 2 weeks ago. I went down there and I was getting ready for the presentation and I was trying to pull up YouTube. I couldn't get to YouTube from their facility. So I said, oh my gosh, so then I went to Facebook. I couldn't get to Facebook. So luckily I had screenshots for the presentation. I had a little backup. But that's the world we live in. So I thought, well, if I do 3 blogs, healthcare marketers will be able to get to at least one of them, I hope. But also, I'll learn how to use the 3 different platforms so I can recommend to clients which platform might be best given their particular needs. And it was fascinating. In this presentation for Adventist 2 weeks ago, I just went online and I built 2 blogs in 5 minutes for them to show them how easy it is to build one of these things. Because when I talk to healthcare marketers, more importantly, when I listen, I was sitting in on a roundtable at the Schuschman conference this year in San Francisco where I was a speaker. And the roundtable was about social media. And I was talking about a Facebook group we created for Lexington Medical Center here in Columbia. And the 10 marketing people around the table all said, I don't have time to create a Facebook group. You know, I need to hire another person, and I can't add another FTE, and you know, how would I do this? And my CEO would have a heart attack, and you know, all of those things. And I said, how long do you think it takes to create a Facebook group? Michelle, how long does it take?
10 minutes?
At most. Yeah, that's if you're going to populate it with some photos and video. You can create a Facebook group in 30 seconds. You create 2 blogs in 5 minutes, you know. And then maintaining a Facebook group, it's not a huge effort. If you do it right, in fact, the population that's drawn to your Facebook group will help maintain it for you. I mean, this is half hour a day, not all day long. So I needed to learn that information for myself. I needed to do this, and if you aren't doing it now, and I hope I'm preaching to the choir, you need to be doing it as well. I'm not even going to waste time defining social media. I assume you all know it, but the thing I love about it is this democratization element. And that's a good thing. You know, and there are naysayers about social media, and I'm sure you've run into them, and I'll mention one in a minute. But I love the democratization. It's a chance for the word to get out. You have so much access now. I think this is a blessing for hospitals and healthcare systems to be able to channel all that positive energy out there about your organization through some kind of group. It's a great opportunity. Why is social media important? I tell you, I believe marketing has been permanently redefined because of social media. I used to go around the country and talk to people how we are, and say that we are professional storytellers as marketers. You know, we craft these stories, we find the right medium to tell the story, we create these products to tell our stories. They're very one-way. Even when the web came along, it was still very much one-way communication. Well, if you just think of yourself as a storyteller now, you're going to become irrelevant for sure. Because now we need to be conversation facilitators. You can't control this stuff, but you certainly can facilitate it. You can create platforms where your supporters, like grateful patients, can go and share their feelings about your brand, where your employees can go and gather and share their feelings about your brand. So marketing is no longer a one-way monologue. It's not even a dialogue. It's really this cacophony of noise taking place, and what we need to do is get involved in that and engage consumers within this platform of social media. And I will tell you, today, avoiding social media, you are conspicuous. It's like when John was talking about websites this morning. He was showing Margaret's new site at Providence, and he was showing the video and how much response video gets. Video is a given now. I mean, you need to do video. Well, it's the same with social media. It is a given, and you are conspicuous by your absence. And what I always tell people, and I'm sure you guys have heard it, this is going to happen with or without you. You know, there is so much fear around social media. If I get involved in it, people are going to say bad things. I'm sorry, they're going to say bad things anyway. You don't need to create a platform for them to say bad things. They're going to find a way. And this is a chance, you know, if you do have disgruntled people out there, this is a chance to interact with them and engage them and turn them around and turn them into a brand advocate. And granted, there are jerks out there, and you'll run into them. Finally, one of my concerns about social media is that there is so much bad information out there related to healthcare. You know, and there's no way for consumers to know what's good information and what's bad information. It was my first concern when the web became really big as a marketing tool. Now with social media, it's more insane. That means you have an even greater obligation to be involved. Does that resonate with you? Another reason social media is important is because it's a whole flip view of this. Your patients may be bloggers. Your patients may have Facebook groups, or they may have 1,200 friends on Facebook. For me, the essence of social media is this idea of hive marketing. If you're proactive and you create places for your loyal patients and employees to go and share information, it's really hive marketing. You're taking these brand advocates, you're giving them a place to celebrate the brand and share information about something that's important to them and that they care about. And then they get excited by the information you share with them, and they take that out into the world. It is a beautiful thing. So don't be fearful of it. Be respectful of it. But it is wonderful that you can turn these people into brand evangelists, going out and sharing your message with the world.